Hello, my name is Sally and I am one of the makeup artists working with Look Fabulous Forever, which is a skincare, hair care and makeup range specifically designed for older faces. Today I want to talk to you about how to choose the right colours for your eye makeup. It can be an absolute minefield. There are so many colours out there and so many choices that where do you start if you're really not sure? Maybe you're new to wearing eyeshadow, or maybe you have been in a bit of a rut and been wearing the same eyeshadow for years and years and years, and maybe your hair and colouring has changed a little bit as you've got older. So where do you start? What do you do? Well, what I'm going to do today, I'm going to have a bit of fun with you, and I'm actually going to do one eye in one set of colours and one eye in another. And I have already done all my makeup apart from my eyes. So I've put on face primer, Smooth Like Silk face primer, and I've put on some Light Look Beauty Balm in shade 0.5. I've put on some concealer in shade 2, some blusher, peach cream blusher, and some bronzer. And I have done my lips in Roseberry lip liner. I've used Tawny Beige lipstick and Cinnamon Kiss lip gloss. So that's what I've done so far. I've used a bit of powder as well. So where do you start? I think depending on your skin tone, you can get often the best eyeshadow palette that will emphasize that. So I am slightly warmer toned, and I tend to usually wear eyeshadows that have got warmer hues to them. So golds and browns and terracotta, which will warm greens as well, which sort of emphasizes the warmth in my skin tone. If you are cooler toned and your skin tone has got more sort of blue base to it, then you will also look good in a lot of the bluer based eyeshadow shades. So blues and purples and cool pinks and greys and things like that. It's not with eyeshadow, however, there are no hard and fast rules. I would say you need to be more wary of cool and warm with your lipstick colour. With eyeshadow, you can be a little bit more playful and you can sort of blur the lines of that. But if you have no idea and you just want to sort of get started, then that is a good place to start. And if you're not sure whether you are warm or cool, then if you go and head to the Look Fabulous Forever website, there is a colour quiz, a really simple colour quiz, which will help you decide whether you are warmer or cooler, or maybe you might even be sort of in the middle, sort of more neutral. There's also on the website lots of tips on eye colours, depending on what actual colour iris you've got and what colour eyeshadows will suit you. And on the website, all the eyeshadows are grouped into sections of warm, cool, or colours that suit both. And you'll actually see there are quite a lot of colours that do suit both warm and cool. So hope that's a bit of a start. As I said, I'm warmer and I've got blue eyes. So my eyes, the other thing to notice about your eyes is what colour flecks are in the centre of your iris. I've actually got some really warm colour flecks, sort of greens and golds and yellowy colours. And so for me, the browns and the golds and peach and terracotta work quite well because it sort of shows off and contrasts my blue eyes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for slightly warmer colours on one side, and on the other side at the same time I'm going to put on some cooler colours, which I do sometimes wear. You'll have seen me wearing blues and purples, but I'm going to do it in a slightly different way, in a way that I wouldn't normally do. So hopefully you'll also get a few tips on application of eyeshadow, what not to do, as well as what colours will suit you. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do on both eyes, which is something that I do every time I wear eyeshadow, is to apply a product called Smooth Out Eye Prime. So this is fantastic for older eyes because what it does is it will get rid of any discoloration. I've got broken capillaries and little fine veins and just colouring, so that when you put an eyeshadow on, it will go on as a true shade. So you only need the tiniest amount, so not much more than that on each eye. So you smooth it in, so it takes away the discoloration, but what it also does is it will smooth out any crepiness. Concealer brush number 4, and I'm just going to smooth that over. So it takes out the discoloration, it makes my eyelids smoother, but more importantly, it will keep my eyeshadow on and in place, and it will stop it from creasing, which can be a problem with older eyes because our eyes are less smooth than they were when you were younger, and therefore eyeshadow can then sit into little fine lines and go a little bit creasy, which is not a good look. So this product, you don't need very much. You saw how little I used, and you can just blend it in with a brush or with clean oil-free fingers. When you put that product on, make sure that your eyes are dry and that they haven't got any residue of oils on them from eye makeup remover or eye creams or moisturiser. Because if you do, you'll notice it sort of goes a bit bitty. So, okay, so I have prepared both eyes ready for some fun. I'm going to use on this, my right side, I'm going to use the warmer colours. So you can see I'm sort of wearing one of my colours, which is a sort of warmish shirt that's got, it's kind of goldy, warm goldy brown. And so what I'm going to use on a wash of colour on this eye is a shade called Terracotta, which is in the warm palette. And I'm going to apply that with my eyeshadow brush number 7. This is one of our 2 main eyeshadow brushes. It's really good if you're putting quite a lot of colour on in large areas. So I'm going to take some of this out onto the brush, tap off the excess, and then I'm just going to apply. So these colours are very, very forgiving because they are shimmer free and matte. And again, if you have got fine lines, which we all get as we get older, I call them lifelines, really important, show that you're living and having some fun and are animated. But if you've got those lines, then some really nice no shimmer shades can be very, very flattering to older eyes. So you can see it's just quite a warm wash of, well, it is a very much a terracotta colour. And I'm going to bring it to just above my socket line, but I'm not going to bring it too low because I want everything to be lifted. What I'm going to do on the other side is I'm going to use a beautiful colour in the cool range called Bluebell, which is absolutely stunning. I do sometimes wear Bluebell, but you'll see today I'm going to wear it with another cooler colour, and hopefully you'll see that it might just be a little bit overpowering for my colouring. Okay, so I'm using a clean brush on this side, and let's get some Bluebell onto the brush. Obviously, what you're wearing makes a difference with what colours you want to wear on your eyes. It might be that, you know, I do wear colours that are a little bit like this, and when I wear them, I want to complement my eyes a little bit with what my clothing with my makeup. So there are no hard and fast rules with this, and I don't want you to go away thinking I can't wear, if I've got cool colours, I can't wear warmer colours, and vice versa. Play. But I just want to give you some general guidelines if you haven't really got any idea and you want to have somewhere to start. And I think toning in with the colours that suit you clothing wise, particularly if you've had your colours done and you know what colours suit you, makes things easy. So I'm going to put this colour, pretty colour, I'm going to bring it a little bit further into my nose, and I'm also going to bring it a little bit further downwards like this. which again, it's very easy to do, to sort of follow your eyes out and down too much with eyeshadow. Right, so the second shade that I'm going to use on this eye is one called Cocoa. So that's this colour, which is a lovely warm brown. And I'm going to take a smaller brush to apply this. I'm taking my brush number 9, which allows me to be a little bit more precise. So I'm going to take some product onto the brush and again just tap off. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a little bit of shape to my eye by putting it just sort of on my crease line and just above. And I'm going out to in, and I'm slightly lifting this area so that I've got a slightly higher socket line, and then I'm going to bring it down onto the base of my lashes. Really pretty warm brown, which hopefully will bring out the blue in my eye because it's a contrasting colour and my eye's got some warmth in the flecks in the centre. You can have blue eyes and be very cool, or you can have blue eyes and be warmer in colouring, depending on your skin tone, your hair, the flecks in your eyes. So again, that colour quiz will help you to decide. So now I'm going to go back with the first brush and just blend that out to in. I'm blending it out to in so that it doesn't drag down my face and droop everything. But what I'm trying to do is just sort of melt one colour into another. So, and now I'm going to do a similar thing, not quite the same, but similar on the other eye. So I am going to use another cool colour, which again is beautiful and stunning and looks gorgeous on some people. It doesn't look quite so good on me. It's Aubergine. I do sometimes wear it, but I wear it in a slightly different way. I'll wear it maybe more subtly or with a slightly warmer colour. So I'm going to use, again, the small brush, and I'm going to do a similar thing. I'm going to put it on my socket line. And I'm going to bring it all the way. I'm going to apply it quite heavily. So this is a sort of a purpley, well, aubergine. Bring it into here. So I'm doing it, but I'm going to bring it down a little bit more and in a bit more, which again, you can see it's just a bit of a shade darker than Bluebell. So I hope you can already see that my eye looks a little bit bluer. I mean, I'm not finished, it's not finished, very much not finished, but there's a bit more contrast between the eye shades and my eye than there is on this colour. Similarly, I was going to use, for this demonstration, cobalt blue, this one, put that all over my eye. This actually is in the section of cool and warm colours, but for me it's a bit too bright. So if I'd put that all over my eye as a wash of colour, my eye would have disappeared a little bit. My blue would not have looked as blue. But I decided to choose colours that are just in the cool section on the website, but would have looked equally as not quite right if I'd put cobalt blue all over. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to blend that, but I'm going to blend it the other way. I'm going to blend it in to out, which will kind of spread it around my face a little bit too much. The interesting thing is, with the Look Fabulous Forever shades, it's actually quite difficult to make it look really bad because they're so gentle. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to use a little bit of light only in this one, and I'm going to use one of our new eyeshadow sticks. This is quite a new product to Look Fabulous Forever. It's a creamy eyeshadow stick in champagne, which will again slightly lighten this eye. So I'm going to put a little bit just in the centre like that, and just a little bit in the corner of my eye, just to sort of brighten that. Just use my finger just to blend. That's just given that just a pop of light, which again will go with what I'm wearing. I'm not going to do this on the other side. I'm going to keep it all fairly sort of dark. Right, I'm going to do some eyeliner. And on this side, I'm going to use my chocolate, it's called dark brown eyeliner. It's in the soft eyeliner range that Look Fabulous Forever make, which is lovely for older eyes. And I'm going to put it on out to in, starting at the last lash and lifting it slightly. You can see I'm pinching my eye to my nose so that I get a nice smooth line, because it's not smooth otherwise, definitely not. Let's put a tiny bit underneath. I'm not going to do too much, but a little bit. Just about halfway. I'm going to bring the bottom up to meet the top, just to lift my eye. And what I'm now going to do is to take my wedge brush, which is one of my favourite brushes, brush number 8, and I'm going to go over that with chocolate, which is another gorgeous warm shade in the Look Fabulous Forever range. It's a chocolate brown, although having said that, you know, worn correctly, you can wear that if you're cool, but I'm doing the whole warm look with this, so let's put, so I'm just going to go over the eyeliner just to soften it a little bit. And what I like to do with chocolate is to take a tiny, tiny bit up on that brush number 9 and just go over where I put my cocoa. I'm just going to give that a little tiny bit more definition with chocolate. Just on the outer corner of my eye. So the effect is sort of darker on the outside, going lighter in a nice sort of wash of colour. So what eyeliner am I going to use on this side? I'm going to use one that's in the cool range, which again is really pretty. It's called Ocean Blue. But I'm going to apply it all over. And can you see what I've done there? Is I've followed the curve of my eye and brought it down, which is what is very easy to do with eyeliner, but that can have the effect of drooping your eye. And I'm going to bring it underneath. I'm going to bring it all the way. And I'm going to join this up. And I'm going to also put some on the inner. Gosh, I remember doing this when I was young. I always used to do this, but I find now if I do it, it kind of, ooh, now if I do it, it closes my eye up and is a little bit scary. That's a bit scary, isn't it? Wow. Rather than bringing the bottom up to meet the top, what I've done is I've brought the top down and followed the curve, which is a really scary look, actually. So let's go over that. Let's do something similar and try and go over that with a little bit of the aubergine, just to sort of try and soften it. But I don't think it's going to work very well. So that's a much heavier look than I would normally do. I told you I was going to have some fun today. And can you sort of see that my eye colour has a bit disappeared because I've used colours that they're not contrasting, they're cool, they're a bit heavy. I've kind of closed my eye up a little bit rather than hopefully opened it a little bit that side. Okay, what I'm going to do now is put some mascara on, and then I'm going to do my brows. So let me get different shades of mascara on. Live Lash Mascara in black waterproof on this side. So let's just sweep that on. I'm slightly winging it to the side as well, which will just open my eyes a little bit and make them look more almond shaped. These eye mascaras are brilliant because they don't go clumpy and they don't go spiky. They don't make your lashes feel unnatural. They just coat them and darken them. I'm just going to put a little bit underneath just to give me a little bit. My lashes are much lighter than they used to be. So that's that side. And on this side, I'm going to use, again, it's a beautiful colour and I do use it, but I've kind of gone too much with the cool colours on this side. So this is navy on this side. Nice to find a navy mascara. You can't always find navy mascaras. So let's put the navy, and I'm going to bring them in this way just to show you. You can actually change the way you put your mascara on and it changes the shapes of your lashes. So that one I've winged it out that way a little bit, and this one I'm winging it in, which will just make my eyes look even more sort of close together. I feel like my eyes have been a little bit overpowered by the colours and the way that I've put them on. We're going to do some brows now. So on this brow, I'm going to go with my colouring, and I'm going to use, I either use the Bring Back Brow in blonde or in brown. Today I'm going to use blonde. So I'm going to use my spoolie brush just to soften my brows and groom them into place. And I'm going to use, as I said, Bring Back Brow Shape. So this is a great product that Look Fabulous Forever do. And you can match up your brows. It's a paint, so it's actually a very fine brush that is a waterproof paint. And what I'm going to do is just to literally paint in little fine hairs where there's brows that are missing, and just lengthen slightly because I've lost a little bit on the outer edge of my brows. So little feathery strokes. Once you've got the hang of this, we've got videos on how to do this, but it's really simple once you've got the hang, that you just little soft strokes. If you've got no brows at all, you've lost all your eyebrow hair, you can use this product to actually paint in individual hairs. And then the secret is to soften it again at the end with the spoolie brush, this one, just to make it look a little bit softer. And it will just frame your face. Because once we lose our eyebrows, or they disappear or they fade, you've lost that sort of framing of your eyes, and it makes such a difference if you put that back to the whole overall look. So this eye, what are we going to do here? I'm going to use grey, Bring Back Brow Shape in grey, which for some ladies is the perfect colour. Not quite the right shade for me. And I'm going to do it too heavily as well. Bring it down too low. Whoa. So what I'm going to do now is smooth it a bit, but it's nothing, it's beyond. You can see it's not quite as natural as that side. And it's just too grey, too bluey for me. What I'm going to do now is just put a little bit of highlighter on both eyes. So Instant Bright Highlight, just to go underneath the highest part of the brow. I'm going to go too low with this one as well, just to bring it down too low. Only put a little bit on that one. Okay, so there is the final look. Gosh, so what I've done, as you can see, is I've used lovely kind of warm shades on this side, which hopefully has complemented my hair, my clothes, my skin tone, which is warmer. On this side, and I've done it slightly more upward and maybe a little bit more blending and a little bit lighter touch than this side. I've exaggerated, obviously, for the video, and I know that people don't do this, but I wanted just to make it a bit of fun, and also exaggerate what can go wrong when you're putting on eyeshadow and what can put you off. Because if you do a few of these things and you feel like it's too heavy, or you feel like your eyes are drooping, or you feel like you've been punched in the face after using eyeshadow, it might just be that you are using the wrong colours for your colouring. It might just be that you are not blending properly, or it might be that you are going in too heavy and maybe too downward for your eye shape. So I think we're going to be doing another video on different eye shapes and eye shadows for that. So that will come out. So watch out for that video. But in terms of colouring for eyes, you can see that I have, with this, I've gone for all cool colours and I have gone quite heavy. And there's not so much contrast between my eye and the colouring. So my eye colour itself has sort of disappeared a little bit. Hopefully here you can see my eyes look a little bit bluer on this side. Here I look as though I've been punched in the face. And also it's too downwards. The eyeliner I've brought down, it's very vivid, the eyeliner, and therefore I've put it on quite heavily. I do wear this colour eyeliner and I do wear these colours, but I tend to wear them, if I'm wearing them, with a slightly, I wouldn't wear them all together. I would wear them with some of the warmer shades. And that's the secret, I think, of eye makeup. Play, 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 and play to your strengths. You can complement your eye colours. You know, you might say, well, I've got blue eyes. Can I not wear blue? I've got brown eyes. Can I not wear brown? No, that's not true either. As I said, on the website, we've got lots of information, but I will run through just a few tips now. So if you've got brown eyes, you will usually look quite good in golds, in peach, in the greens. You can wear navy, actually looks quite nice with brown eyes, purple, lilac, and some of the browns can look good. So don't think I can't wear browns with brown eyes. If you've got hazel eyes, then you will look great in golds and greens, warm browns and the terracotta like the one that I used. If you've got blue eyes like me, again, the browns, the golds, peach, terracotta and some of the greys can look really good on blue eyes. Again, depending on what little flecks you've got. Have a good look at your eyes close up in the mirror and look at the little tiny flecks inside, and that will give you some ideas as well of what colours can look really good as eyeshadows. If you've got green eyes, greys can look really nice with green eyes. Browns, golds, purples, aubergine can look really nice, which is the one that I've used quite heavily. If you've got grey eyes, you're very lucky because a lot of colours on eyeshadows look good with grey eyes. The colours that don't look quite so good are very dull browns and sort of dull greens. They can kind of not look so fantastic on grey eyes. So take the undertone of your skin into consideration if you're starting from scratch. Do the colour quiz and have a look and decide whether you are warmer or cooler. Go onto the website and you'll see there's a whole array of tutorials to help you. As I said, the eyeshadows are put into different sections, warmer ones, cooler ones, and ones that suit both. So that will help you to start. So even though I'm warmer, I sometimes like to wear navy, maybe navy with something warm, a warm jacket, a warm blouse underneath. And I might want to wear a navy look. So rather than going too heavy, what I will often do is to use the soft neutral eyeshadow trio, this one. I'll put the rose gold all over, the cream all over, rose gold and taupe. Taupe is a really good colour, and I put the taupe here. Then what I do is, depending on what I'm wearing, I might take the midnight blue eyeshadow, which we do, and put just a little bit over the taupe. So I'm not putting too much of that colour on, but I'm putting a hint of the colour on that matches with my clothes. I don't want to go matchy-matchy, but sometimes to tone slightly with what you're wearing. So if I'm wearing teal, which I often do, I might do that with the teal eyeshadow. I might get a little bit of teal and put it but over the taupe. So I've got a sort of a more neutral base rather than going heavily in with that colour. That's another trick if you want to wear an outfit with a colour in and you want to sort of match that a little bit with your eyeshadows. I hope you had a bit of fun watching that, and I hope that you will explore new eye shades. If you've been wearing the same eye shade for many, many years, then go on the website, have a look at the different colours that Look Fabulous Forever do. They are all really gentle and forgiving, and there's such a good choice of matte shades. They're brilliant. If you want to add that little bit of shimmer like I've done, The creamy eyeshadow sticks just in the centre, they're not too shimmery, so they work on older eyes. They also are in cool and warm on the website. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Do give us your comments, and if there's any colours that you have found work really well for you and your colouring, we'd love to hear from you, the combinations that you have used yourself, because it helps everybody else as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Thank you. Bye bye.